Excuse me, is there anyone here? What's the extra story thing? Journey for the dawn draws near. To proceed, the actions you will take will be limited for a while. Any tales you wish to experience are best completed before the journey for the dawn, but the choice is yours. You can still save your progress after this point, but saving in a different slot is recommended. Begin the tale. So this is like the last thing I need to do. I'm gonna do it now anyway, because this is probably gonna lead to V-Day. And, like, if I win here with this, like, level 50-ish party, then good for me. But if I get my ass handed to me, like I probably will, like, if she's anything like Galdera was, then I can reload a save, get all, like, the battle-tested equipment, get all the really good accessories and everything. Like, really min-max my team. Let's see what happens. Tishio and Agnia.
The fire won't catch.
Let's give it another go, Agnia. Every failure brings us one step closer to success, eh?
Right. We just have to keep trying.
You could have Oswald do it. You could just fireball, right?
We've brought firewood, you two.
Any reason why you can't just fireball, Oswald?
Thank you so much, Casty.
Would it be too much fire?
Be careful. A fire's not worth getting wounded over.
If it's flames you want, I can do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not so fast, partner. How else are we gonna work up a sweat?
I get it.
If you insist on being so inefficient.
Yeah, it would be easier.
We're back. We didn't find any beasts lurking about.
Sleeps Thorne and our chat so far.
But we did find this water. Goodness, physical labor has never really agreed with me.
It's nice seeing all of them just interact with each other.
There's nothing like a good meal after a hard day's work, Temenos.
It really would have been nice to have something like this in Octopath 1.
Speaking of which, I wonder how the hunters are faring.
Heave! Heave!
Sounds good. Nice.
Ta-da! It's not a feast without a main course.
A feast? This is enough meat for a butcher shop.
I didn't think hunting would be so much fun.
You've got the stuff that great hunters are made of, Throne.
Ochette would know.
She would.
Oh, are you retiring from the cleaning business, Throne?
I think that was kind of the whole point of her story, right?
Quiet detective. Well then, I believe that's most everything. All that remains is...
Everyone's counting on us to light up their evening. It's time to get serious, Particio.
Right you are, Agnia.
I mean, Merchant gets the Ember skill. You could use that.
Come on, Fire. You can do it!
We'll show this pile of sticks who's boss.
Yeah, you do that. There we go.
This will be a night to remember.
I think you might be right.
Now we feast!
This is nice.
It is.
Truth be told, this isn't where I imagined my journey would take me. I know what you mean.
As do I.
That's what makes journeys worth taking. You never know where you'll end up.
Gives you insight?
Oh, what's wrong? Are you cold?
Doubtless someone in Ku is gossiping about you at this very moment.
Well, he's the king, so probably.
Perhaps they miss me as much as I miss them. My friends back home. I've learned much in our travels, and I hope I can use it to help my friends and nation.
I know you will, Hikari. And everyone's lives will be brighter for it.
Thank you.
Even after this journey ends, I'm going to keep on dancing around the world until I can dance no more.
Mind if I tag along? With Particio and Rock backing us, we can hop on a steam locomotive and bring smiles to every corner of the world.
That sounds amazing.
With one of those, you could save your feet for the important part, dancing. And I could extend a helping hand to places I've never even dreamt of.
Will you keep on with Air's apothecaries, Casti?
I want to resume my search for like-minded allies.
Now that's a dream I can get behind.
Yeah, me too.
Hell yeah.
I'm afraid there's one problem with this planet of yours. If you consider how many people there are in this world, then
There's no room for logic in the realm of dreams, Professor.
duly noted.
What'll you do, Oswald?
I have some unfinished business to conclude. There are many answers that have yet to be found.
Yeah, we still don't 100% know what the true magic is.
Is that so? It's writ plain on your face. You're worried about your daughter.
That's a big issue as well.
There's one answer found.
And what of you, Tamanos? Have you found yours?
Almost. It's like a piece of meat stuck in between my teeth.
Yeah, his story did feel like 95% done.
Ugh, I know what you mean. I hate that.
So, something's still troubling you, in other words?
Precisely.
So, your days as a detective aren't over yet, then. Well, I'm here if you need an assistant. Assuming you can afford me, that is.
My goodness. You're awfully greedy for an assistant. Even if I said yes, I'm sure you have your own path in mind.
Probably.
I do. I want to go somewhere far away. To a place that isn't on any map. A place no one knows about.
A place none have laid eyes upon.
You all have such big hopes and dreams. I just want to feast every day.
I mean, fair enough.
And to keep the people of Totohaha safe, of course. Should I be aiming higher?
Nah, you're fine.
Ah, seems like you've got some meat stuck in your teeth.
I mean, you don't need to have super high ambitions.
Don't worry, Ochet. That's a fine dream.
suppose it is. Look! A shooting star!
Seeing a bit of red. It's worrying.
I wonder what tomorrow will bring.
Well, that can't be good. Yeah, these statues are the gods, I think. I think the first one had Siltige and Brand. I don't know all the names. I think the one on the left there's Doter. That's probably Elfric there on the right. Don't know who that left one is. Oh, I remember this place. Yeah, we know you. Where is this? It's on an island. Okay. Good thing we have that boat.
What was that?
I had an odd dream. There was a dark place, somewhere completely unfamiliar.
And a dark fire was blazing.
I saw the same thing.
Wait, are you yanking my chain? I saw it too.
Why did all of us see it?
We all had the same dream. Could it be a coincidence?
Did everyone get that dream, or just us specifically?
I very much doubt that.
I feel as if I've seen that place somewhere before.
Yeah.
Huh, I slept like a baby full of milk, though. Huh. Is it still night?
Yeah, Temenos would know where that is, if anyone.
Strange. Dawn should be upon us soon.
The nights are lasting longer, though. Oswald and Petitio's chapter.
We should patrol the area.
I can barely see a thing.
That music never leads to good things.
Huh? The stars. They're all gone. And the sky is pitch black.
Something is amiss. This is no natural nightfall.
We've experienced this before
Oh, Chet?
with the Chet and Casty.
I felt this. It's just like before.
Right.
On your guard, everyone!
Excuse me?
Something's coming, and it isn't friendly.
It's here.
Alright.
Accept only victory.
Let's do this. That's a scary looking thing. What is that?
Alright.
Doesn't matter. Let's give Throne some BP.
Lion dance!
We'll do the same with Oswald.
It's my turn now. Peacock strut!
Let's just nuke these guys. Don't even worry about their weakness or shield.
Hope.
My turn. Playtime's over. Excalibur, Prince of Thieves!
Okay.
Thinking time.
Okay, they're almost dead.
Feel my wrath.
I probably don't need to use true magic here. A demon jellyfish. Okay. But I'm going to anyway.
This is the end.
That's just a taste of what you're gonna feel, Fide. Coming for you. No victory. Fanfare.
What was that?
I kind of expected to do another fight with the other 4 that weren't in my party.
Casty and I have seen beasts like that before.
Yeah, you have.
At the time, we had no idea what they were. Their nature.
I've seen them too. The black aura resembles the one true magic wielded by Harvey.
Right, the shadow.
He called it the Shadow.
Yeah, and we've seen that a lot.
Shadow.
I feel like almost every chapter outside of Agnea had something, and Rock had something with the shadow.
What is it?
I cannot say for certain. Not now, in any case.
Mysterious monsters. Just what we need.
We know next to nothing of this phenomenon. Not even the extent of its reach.
Does this shroud cover only this forest? Or is it much larger?
Nothing for it but to check for ourselves.
Fair enough.
On that, I agree.
First-hand experience, nothing beats it.
Well, we need to do something.
Unfortunately, we lack the information to know just what that something is.
I don't know, I've got a pretty good idea.
Further research is required. I must find an answer to this conundrum.
Eternal night has descended upon the world. Travelers decide to set out on a final journey to find the cause. Your destination will not be shown on the radar. Search for clues and find your heading. Change your formation at any time from the main menu. Okay. There's travel banter? I've been waiting a while and the sun still ain't rising. What in the world is going on? No, but it's nothing good, that's for sure. Those strange monsters earlier were a product of this darkness then. Let's figure out the cause of this long night, and soon. Couldn't agree more. First, we search for clues. Now you're talking, so where do we start? I mean, I'm thinking we go to the ocean. Must have some idea, right? Why don't we look for places like this one? What do you mean? I mean, other areas shrouded in the shadow. There are more? Can't say for sure, but it's the only heading we have. For a point, standing still will get us nowhere. Start by searching for other places blanketed in darkness. Looks like it's time to hit the dusty trail once again. Okay. For example, can I... Oh, I thought this would... Oh, no, the map wouldn't tell me, I think. Actually, it kind of does, it looks like. So there's here, then here, over here, and then here. I feel like this one's a really big deal, because I think they implied the Gates of Finis was on this island, right? In Alchez's final chapter? I don't remember if it was like chapter 4 or 3 or whatever. Let's go over, let's look at this one last, because I feel like this one's gonna have the biggest thing, you know? Looks like just outside of Ku at around here. Did they level up the... No, I don't think they did. Let's see. Everything seems fine. Like, Zeto's still here. Oh, right, yeah, okay. We're here now. So there's something around here.
Come and get me.
There they are. Surprise for foe, lovely.
Ready?
Let's see. I don't have aubers, so it's not... Let's just try to kill them
I appreciate it, Throne.
as soon as we
Here
can.
I come.
Yes. I still have Twin Serpents.
Allow me.
Very good.
Time to shine.
Give all chat boost.
The tide is turning. Thinking time. This is the answer.
Alright, did that...
Study harder.
Was that what we were supposed to do, or was that just the random fights? Okay, that was just a random fight, so I have to look around. And we'll find something. In here, maybe? Oh yeah, it's definitely in here.
It's my turn now.
Man, it's so purple in here, you can barely see anything.
Lion dance.
Like when Agnea goes back to the corner of the screen where she fights. You can't even see her.
What to do?
But I won't hold back.
Yeah, you can't even see Agnea at all. Like, you can almost see her.
Aber.
I assume the boss is up here, where we fought Yomi. Oh yeah, this is different. We need Seal Teej and Brand, it looks like. Or, we may not even need it. Perhaps can be rekindled with something.
May I?
Can be rekindled with something? Statue of Seal Teej, Lady of Grace. These are the words carved into the base. O inheritors of our will, let the mirror shine and kindle the fire in your heart to chase away the darkness. What is that? O inheritors of our will, let the mirror shine and kindle the fire in your heart to chase away the darkness. And what does Brand say? Oh, inheritors of our will, let the mirror shine and kindle a fire in your heart to chase away the darkness. Okay. I have... Where is it? There it is. Mirror reflects the memories of the sacred flame.
It was hope that drove me to live, to survive. Drove me away from death's clutches, to guide others along the same path.
This kind of sounds like Harvey.
Hope was a mistake.
I don't know if it's him, though. It just sounds like it's him.
There is nothing worth living for. Nothing in this cruel, unsightly world. There is no dawn worth waiting for.
Kazan.
What would you give to see the morrow, Lord Ageha?
I was wondering what happened to this guy. He just kind of disappeared after we went into the castle.
Why did you betray us? You lifted up Lord Mugen to the throne, then you tore him down from it.
An eagle must hide his talons. It was the only way to catch my true quarry.
What was that?
The Dark Blood Blade.
What are you planning to do, my man?
The sacred treasure of Clan Ku. Not an easy thing to steal. Not so long as Mugen stood in my way. So I cut him down.
This is some eyes and stuff.
With Hikari's sword.
You? What are you?
For years I have hidden my intentions from Ku. My very name.
Your name's not Kazan?
but now you shall know it. Oboro.
The journal.
All I did to prevent the tide of darkness that waits on the morrow from reaching us. Within this blade slumbers the power of the shadow. The power to quench the flames. However, such a feat cannot be accomplished without a sacrifice.
I was wondering who Oboro was.
The accursed blood of Darkest. If not for its taint, we may have seen a desert free from the stain of crimson. And now, I end this. Hikari. Goodbye, old friend. This world's end calls to me. Soon, you shall have the world you envisioned. A world without bloodshed.
This isn't exactly what he meant, my
For
dude.
oblivion shall bring peace.
What the fuck? Sacred flame burns anew. Kazan. Mugen's rebellion, the raising of the city, even my ascent to the throne. Were they all just more of your plots? Were we all playing into your hands? How many of my friends died because of you? So they saw this too. That wasn't just for the viewer. Ever since I was a child, I spoke with them about the future I envisioned. A future without bloodshed. Were our ideals so different? Why did he do this? He aims to bring an end to the world. We have to stop him, together. We will. We'll lead everyone toward the dawn. Okay. So, did I miss the one up here? Because there were 4 of them. And it looks like... Oh no, the other one's around here. Okay. Let's continue then. Journal Fragment 1. I did it, diary. I got hired as a scrivener, and for the dust of times, too. The world's information flows through a newspaper, a river of facts alongside a paper water wheel. An endless procession of scoop, scoop, scoop. As a journalist, dash about the world investigating, uncovering, and breaking news. What better way for me to carry out my mission? Is this Ori? I've thought about this a lot, and everyone has some fact they're hiding. Vast sums of knowledge locked in noggins the world over. How to crack open these repositories and acquire those tasty secrets within. That's the rub, of course. As I am now, I doubt I have the dexterity to pick any of those cranial locks. I was raised in isolation, always out of the loop, hiding quietly on outskirts of society. There's a positive way to spin that, though. Spend all the time I wasn't talking to people, observing them. Here's what I learned. People let their guard down around cute little animals. A scowling guard captain will play cuddly-coo with an adorable puppy, and soon confess all his gripes to the precious thing. So, I'll become the puppy. I'll wag my little tuggy tail, act the part of the friendly little non-threatening furball, and slide right into people's confidences. My brother may be the soaring eagle with his bird's-eye view, but I'll be a sharp-eyed hound, keeping my nose to the ground and sniffing out every last detail I can find. That last paragraph there. Well, that last sentence, I should say. So Ori is Kazan's sister? Huh. That's a journal paragraph 1, so there's probably more. My oldest memory is crimson. Spray of bright red droplets and a harrowing scream. crowd fleeing in all directions, and enemy soldiers mercilessly cutting down innocents. Some of them even laughed as they did it. Amidst this, I was a stone. Still in my tender years, I never cried nor wept nor cowered, but merely watched the chaos unfold. Being raised in a war-torn land does things to an impressionable mind, and I suppose something had already broken inside me. Would have died that day, cut down like the rest, were it not for my brother. His cunning carved a path for us out of that hellish place. This is definitely Kazan here. Or I should say Oboro. My brother is brilliant, so much that the enemy king spared him if he would serve, yet despite his genius, despite how shrewd the plans he proposed were in their attempts, to avoid bloodshed, the blood always flowed. Humans steal, they kill, they take, and take. Lives, possessions, land is the state of our nature, simple fact of our existence. My brother and I have seen so much together, and we both reached the same conclusion. The world doesn't deserve to see another dawn. The life of man is nasty, brutish, and ugly. Why not make it short? Okay. Journal Fragment 3. I need her on our side. I need you to convince her that's a good idea. Brother's face was flushed as he handed me the letter addressed to Rai Mei. Perhaps he'd been in his cups. Didn't need to ask him why he'd be celebrating. Fundraising in Montwise was going swimmingly. On my way home, I spotted Hikari. He's the key to everything in Ku, and if our machinations go according to plan, my brother will get what he's after. Doubt Hikari has a clue who I am. Another tactic proposed by Brother Dearest, no prior familiarity with me, will help move things along down the line. But though Hikari doesn't know anything about me, I certainly know a lot about him. Hikari has another side to him, a second personality my brother says was born from his family's cursed lineage. Somewhere in the past, Clan Ku's blood mingled with that of the infamous Archmage Darkest, sparking a history of war and sacrifice. More odious bloodline, we do not know. So, Hikari is related to Darkest, apparently. That's interesting. I don't know what that would mean. Well, it means that he has a Zangetsu, that's what it means. As I passed Hikari in the street, for a moment I felt as if our eyes met. His gaze was steady and true, just as it was when he was a boy. How had that bright spark in his eyes not dimmed over time? He had seen the same horrors I had, been through the same terrible war. This is bad. Hikari was captured before I had the chance to deliver my brother's letter to Rai Mei. If Hikari is killed, it'll ruin everything, and we have to start over from scratch. Hiyori never showed up in Hikari's story, did she? She might have been... If she showed up in like one of the cutscenes in the background or so, that would have been really cool. I don't know. She showed up in Casty's story at the very end. I wonder what that was about. Hikari's killed everyone, everything, and we have to start over from scratch. Clan Mei calls the forest a Stormhail its home. Coldest place in Celestia. I hate it. Time is of the essence, yet this frigid blizzard is battering me about like a leaf in the wind. If only I could take 2 steps without being blown 3 back. By the time I finally reached Stormhail, Hikari had already been released. Can only assume he managed to sway Rai Mei on his own. Managed to overdo missive to one of Rai Mei's retainers. Quickly put that chilly place behind me. Handed my overdue missive. Okay. 5. Oswald is sentenced to life imprisonment. It took me a moment to process the judge's verdict. I blinked, doubting my ears. What was going on here? He was supposed to be executed, wasn't he? I ran as fast as I could to find Harvey. I should have known that swine had stuffed leaves into the judge's pocket to bribe him into that decision. Why? I want him to see the power of my perfected magic. That's his reason, the blighted fool. Pride, worthless pride. We need the Book of Demons to complete. What if Oswald somehow finds a way to interfere? I mean, if only you knew. When I gave my report to my brother, he simply said, just watch the spectacle unfold. Apparently, my brother had already taken Harvey's massive ego into account when he made this contract with the man. If that's the case, then I suppose it isn't a problem after all. Regardless, I should hurry and gather what information I can about Frigid Isle. Harvey did mention the Book of Demons. Does it have anything to do with the, From the Far Reaches of Hell? Because I have that still. I found it just by accident a while ago. But Harvey was connected to it. This was everyone? So far it was Akari and Oswald. Concealed myself among the chattering students and slipped into Harvey's lecture. Book of Demons is nearly complete, so he was in a jovial mood. When I saw my chance, I gave Harvey the news. Oswald had tried to escape Frigid Isle and died in the attempt. Thought the news would throw his high spirits off a cliff, but instead he just started giggling. It was creepy. When he finally sat down, he said, "I need to prepare for my guest's arrival." He vanished back into his library, humming cheerfully all the while. It's like he thinks Oswald is alive. Is Oswald alive? Can't be. And yet, if so, he will come here to find Harvey and seek his vengeance. Wait, this could be perfect. Doubt Harvey will honor our agreement and hand over the Book of Demons without a fuss. If I can set those two against each other, it might create the perfect opportunity to slip in and swipe the book. What if my brother had predicted this too? So why did they want Harvey at all? Was he the one that could write the Book of Demons? Harvey has left for Dusk Ruin Shrine. The remains of Archmage Darkest will provide the final piece that Harvey needs. The Book of Demons will soon be complete. Found a nice cozy place to conceal myself, and sure enough, Oswald showed up, just as I predicted. The two fought it out, and I was able to retrieve the Book of Demons in the wake of their battle. There was one surprise, however. Harvey escaped alive? Did he get Red's gold? What was that bright flash of magic? A glimpse of a force that may dwarf even that of the Book of Demons. That girl, does she have some special power within her? This is actually really cool to read. Just like seeing like an outside perspective of everything that's happened so far. It's always really cool to see that. Oswald entrusted the girl Elena to his assistant before setting off on a journey. Like Alpates, the blood of the Lumina family runs in Elena's veins. Like Alpates, okay. So Alpates and Elena are connected, so they're part of like the same clan, then. We need to continue monitoring her to watch for suspicious signs. Day after day, Elena sits at her desk and pours herself into her studies. Diligent girl, I suppose, but I'm curious as to why her brow sometimes wrinkles when she cradles her head in her hands. Still, her eyes are bright and her gaze seemingly set on some happy far-off goal in the distance. A marked difference from when I saw her in Harvey's company. There was only worry and fear in her eyes then. Heart nearly leapt out of my throat when I heard that assistant's voice suddenly ring out behind me. "Can I help you, miss?" Immediately turned and tried to distract and disassemble with my tried and true cover story. "Can I rescue in a newspaper subscription?" She smiled and then eyes warm, but a sense of keen suspicion burning deep in those friendly eyes. Yeah, you don't want to mess with her, dude. Dudette, I mean. I will not underestimate her again. No one else has ever noticed me when I didn't want to be found. Need to abandon my surveillance. Too risky. What about when... I have to wonder if Ori has been, like, pseudo-orchestrating everything with Kazan, in quotations. What was with her showing up in Rock's story, then? I've seen nothing suspect in all the time I've watched Elena. Might as well move on to more important matters. This is very curious. 9. Here I am in Candlebrine, where it is that someone who has lost the pages of the Book of Night's original manuscript. Word is that I can find someone who has the lost pages of the Book of Night's original manuscript. Caldina, captain of the Sacred Guard, seems to be moving as Arcanet predicted in assembling these pages. Who's Arcanet? I thought we had heard all the names we were gonna hear in the story. That's an entirely new person. There's a potential problem, however. Nosy Inquisitor named Temenos seems to have caught wind of all this. Arcanet has her eye on him. Can only pray he doesn't make any problems for us. Need to be careful not to draw his attention to. Yeah, if Temenos ever met you, you would have been done. There's no way you were getting out of his eyes. Book of Night is close to being fully restored. Once it is, I need to move quickly and retrieve it to fulfill my mission. Allying myself with Arcanet was merely the easiest means to that end. My brother did tell me to be wary of her, however. He was quite forceful about it. I wonder why. That's a lot of journals. Oh, wow. 10. Caldina, captain of the Sacred Guard, is driven by a lust for vengeance. To achieve that end, she seeks to make power of shadow on her own. With the restored Book of Night in hand, she set out for the Twilight Shrine. Her naive dream of avenging her people will never become reality. Why do you ask, dear diary? Because the rites Arcanet taught her is purposefully flawed. I could kind of gather that based off what happened. So there I was, hiding in the shadows of the Twilight Shrine and waiting for the perfect opportunity. Lo and behold, Caldina's rite went awry and she transformed into a most hideous form. No one told me I'd have to deal with some horrible monster. This was above my pay grade. Luckily, I had no need to fear, but Temenos showed up and handled the Caldina problem for me. I suppose Arcanet was behind this well-timed arrival. What a puppet master, bravo. Finally understand why my brother warned me to keep an eye on her. It sounds, based off what you've written here, it sounded like Caldina showed up, turned into the demon, and then Temenos showed up and took her out. And that's not exactly what happened. But Arcanet, outside of Caldina and Kubari, I think her name was, Temenos didn't meet any woman in his chapter. And it couldn't have been Caldina, because Caldina's directly separate. Was Kubari Arcanet and then pretended to die? Because I don't think we actually killed Kubari. We just kind of beat her up and then left her to die, so she could have gotten away. Huh. Slipped down to the ritual site after Temenos made his exit and retrieved the Book of Night. So all that's left is to combine it with the Book of Demons. We'll be able to complete the Dark Blood Grimoire. The Dark Blood Grimoire. 11. Here I am, grand old Timbrain, just in time for the coronation ceremony. Word on the street is that an apothecary named Trisao is going to rain on the parade with a storm-infused shadow energy. His goal, and I quote, is to extend a hand to save all in need. What a nice notion. So yeah, we met Ori here. She showed up in front of Cassie. Let's rewind the clock. It was 1 year ago that Trisao lost hope in the future and started down this path. I thought it was 2. Didn't they say 2 years at one point? He was out gathering medicinal herbs when he stumbled into Lost Seed. There he met Claude, who gave him the Book of Night. Claude was disappointed with the encounter, it seems. He swayed Trisao to his side, but couldn't persuade an apothecary in the man's company. With a regretful sigh, he told me that his other apothecary's eyes were filled with a motherly strength, deep wells of kindness that belied a sense of fierce determination. That's probably why, in the paired chapter, the cross path with Ochette and Casti, the weird demon hand thing tried to corrupt Casti. But why Casti? What was her name again? Oh yes, Casti. She stopped Trisao, saw the people of Timbrain to safety, and even dealt with the poison rain. As if that wasn't enough, she also managed to mix up medicine that could combat the shadow on the spot. Claude's intuition was right. Cassie's someone we need to keep an eye on. My brother will need to know that we have another dangerous potential wrench in our plans. Oh, I think this one's right. The next one immediately. Okay. Met a merchant today in Clockbank, an honest fellow with laughing eyes named Particio. Boasted that he'll rustle up 80 billion leaves and buy the rights to the steam engine from its current owner, Mr. Rock. Then he'll give the technology away to everyone. When pressed on why, he said, things like this should be shared with the whole world. Petitio confuses me. If I can borrow that ruthless rock's words, it is human nature to take from others and give unto oneself. Despite his noble declarations, I'm sure Petitio will prove himself no different than the other slime. Greed and self-interest will win out in the end. They always do. Still, I'm very curious as to how this story will play out. I'll follow this, Petitio, though I'll keep my expectations low. Placing your faith in others only gets you betrayed in the end. And you learned you were wrong. Well, I skipped one. That was 15. I was at 13, I think. Or maybe even 11. I haven't been really checking. My brother made a deal with Harvey. Craft of the Book of Demons, an evil tome said to be imbued with the magic of Darkest himself. Why, do you ask? Well, do your diary? Because we need it to restore the lost Dark Blood Grimoire. The rub here is that neither my brilliant brother nor even Claude knows how to make this tome, thus the need for Harvey. One thing my brother does know is that the remains of Darkest are a key component. When I shared that vital tidbit, Harvey smiled. That's all I needed. Sounds like he was already most of the way there. He's a valuable asset, so we'll do everything we can to assist him. Harvey has an unhealthy obsession with a scholar named Oswald. No, let's call it what it is. A severe inferiority complex, that's true. Harvey told me he'd gladly give up the Dawn if it meant he could best the man. We let Harvey read the Book of Night in order to pull him into our intrigues, but honestly, I didn't think it was necessary. That bottomless well of envy in his gut, properly manipulated, would likely have been motivation enough. Besides, I don't trust him. No normal person can fathom that twisted mind of his. Yeah, Harvey was like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. Partitio's gone and done it. He has gone and done it. He's humbled Rock, and actually wrests the rights to the steam engine from that greedy tycoon. Still, that's nothing compared to what he did next. He actually gave it away, just as he said he would. Things like this should be shared with the whole world. He's lived up to that grandiose statement, and then some. The heat of his passion even melted Rock's icy heart, and I didn't think the desert sun was hot enough to do that. So, taking a step back, what Petitio did was impossible, unimaginable, inconceivable. I've observed countless people in my time, and to date, every one of them is motivated by varying degrees by self-interest. People are always willing to step on others to achieve their own interests, but Petitio, is he truly different? Is he someone who can at last transform this dark, ugly world into something wonderful? What do you think, brother? Yeah, Petitio kind of spits in the face of your entire ideology. I mean, Agnia too, really. Welcome to my humble castle. So he greeted me when I arrived in Lost Seed before he took me on a casual stroll through that rotting mausoleum of a town. Struggled not to gag on the stench of death and decay, all while him smiling and breathing deep as if taking the airs of a tranquil mountain meadow. This ghastly man's name is Claude. He's descendant of the infamous Archmage Darkest. It is said his notorious grandfather gave him a taste of the blood of the malevolent god of darkness, Vide. Frighteningly enough, while he was still in the womb. As a result, the man is blessed with eternal youth. With the blood of Darkest and Vide within his veins, Claude's fate was to become the Dark God's vessel. And yet, he rejected this destiny and instead chose to pass that honor on to his offspring. For our part, we don't care who the vessel is, just that we have one. Claude, however, seems to have preferences in the matter. Preferences. The man sired countless children with countless women, set his progeny on each other's throats. To the bloody victor go the ultimate spoils. Shivered as he looked me up and down, his eyes seeming to pierce my very soul. It was as if he was seeking to plant a murderous seed inside me too. So, Throne is in danger of being the vessel, I guess. When he handed me to the Darkblood staff, he told me that the woman who stole it from him has a lot of potential. His words, My purpose and lawsuit fulfilled, I hurried out of there. I can't wait to hand the staff over to Arcanet and let her handle the cathedral's sacred flame. Ah.
May I have this?
Only 2 more. Dear Diary, today I met with Prechikor, the woman known as the Dark Hunter. And we haven't met the Dark Hunter. And it's a new character as well. I was kind of thinking Arcanet might have been the Dark Hunter. Introduced her to Professor Harvey several years ago as Arcanet's request. She was talkative today and had this to say. I met Arcanet when I was young, and it was then that I swore myself to her service. Ever since, I have hunted for her and her alone, even slaying the legendary monster known as the Guardian of the First Flame. Is that Cataracta? At her behest. Sometimes I hunted people too, like the time I came to possess the Dark Blood Bow. Once again, my lady has use to me, so I shall gladly obey. So, if I remember right, Roy had that. So the Dark Hunter took down, well, I should be saying her name, which was Petrichor? I think that's how you say it, Petrichor. So Petrichor killed Roy. Or, like, corrupted him to, like, Trasau or whatever. Nodded along, and when she was finished, she showed me a monster, this beast which she had captured on Totohaha. Looked at me with eyes filled with loathing for all that walked on this earth. Asked her what it was, and she told me the results. It was years of brutal conditioning and a healthy dose of Harvey's science for good measure. This is the owl. The result, an abomination crafted through repeated and horrifying experiments. I nodded again. Soul this steeped in despair would surely prove to be a great source of power. Oh, you have no idea. That thing was scary. Seemed that leaving the flame to Tohaha in her care should prove no issue. Journal fragment. Final one. Can't believe it. How did our Partitio turn that economic desert of a town into a hopping commercial hub? That business idea of his was inspired. Must admit that watching Elrond's department store come to life woke something warm inside me. For Partitio, that the world's filled with people groaning under the weight of 1,000 problems. It's fresh ideas like this that bring ray of joy into troubled lives. For once, I really truly meant what I said. Should never have poured my heart out in public like that. Suppose my declaration was proof that he's cracked my emotional defenses and convinced me to gasp, believe in him. In my defense, he's really something else. Before I knew it, I was promising to help. Truth is, I'm excited to see what magic he'll pull out of his Partitio hat next. Well, it's not a Partitio hat, it's a Pap hat. Guess what, dear diary? This is the first time I've ever helped someone for something that wasn't directly related to my mission. Let me stop for a moment and appreciate the fact that he convinced the Elrond to invest 80 billion leaves in 80 billion. The question is, will Partitio prove to be a man of integrity? Will he really use those leaves to help the world, and not just to line his own pockets? Just a little bit longer, only a bit, mind. Find myself needing to see what he does next. And you actually helped him out with guards too. Huh. Statue of Eliphan, the Scholar King. Their words carved into the base. Oh, inheritors of our will, the mirror. This one's not glowing. Wait, who is that? The traitor. Alright, it's not glowing because I don't have Partitio. Do I need Partitio? That's a lot of journal fragments. Nothing happened. Two gods gaze upon the sacred flame's dais. Okay, I need to go get Partitio then. Okay. Wait, shit. I can do whatever. That's upsetting. Okay, whatever. Okay, now I should be able to do it, right? Yeah, it was Ori. I mean, obviously.
Now what have we got here? A sacred flame? Here of all places?
Have I stumbled upon a scoop once again? Why, I believe I have. I'm glad that's done. There's no need to keep up this cloying facade. To wear the mask of a chipper, unflappable scrivener. No. Now I bring an end to this dark, wretched world. To liberate its people from their pain, their suffering, and their hatred. Just like I swore to you, brother. Together, we will usher in the night. I kept a close eye on the travelers, all while my allies and I worked behind the scenes. Until at last, I found the book I sought. The Dark Blood Grimoire.
Well, according to the diary, you didn't find it, you made it.
With it, I will smother the sacred flames, that they will never again light the way for the dawn. I offer this gift of blood. May the flames turn cold and dark.
Are you going to... Don't...
Mortals. Gods. Who was it that drew the line between them? The blessed? The accursed? Us? Them? Particio. Would that we had never met. I'm sorry, brother.
What? What was that bit about Petitio? Huh? Ori. Heard from an apothecary in town. A woman was found collapsed near the sacred flame and brought there for treatment. She had brown hair and wore a cap, much like a scrivener. She regained consciousness, she simply vanished. Did she vanish as in she left, or she vanished as in she kind of just disappeared, you know? Sorry, it's gotta be. It's true, but what saved her? Here's her wounds fell just short of being fatal. Must have changed her mind just in the nick of time. Saw the worst in walking toward the dawn. Can hazard a guess as to why she hesitated. Believe it was thoughts of you that saved her life. Me? Now don't be ridiculous. Like I'd have anything to do with that. Well, no matter. As long as she's alive, all's well. Just where did she wander off to? Sure, I'm lucky that you're around to cheer me up, eh? Journey isn't over. We'd do well not to waste time in idle conversation. But if you must talk, then perhaps a different topic of conversation would suffice. Also, thank you kindly.